Hello, everybody, and welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans where all Middle Americans are welcome. Doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you're going, just matters that you think you're a Middle American and you want to be here with us tonight. Mark Calcaterra, first one to check in tonight. Congratulations, Mark. You are the gold medalist in the Mickey in the Middle Olympics. So that is awesome. Glad to have you with us. So, woo, has there been a lot going on in the world? And we're going to get to all of that here in just a second. Mainly, it's Trump and Elon Musk. Oh, wait a minute. Or should I say, Trump and co-president Elon Musk have taken the world on by storm. It's some of the craziest stuff that you've ever seen. It's uh it's an exciting time to be alive and be an American in the United States. Actually, somebody in the world, because uh, hostages are being released in Gaza, from Gaza, and bodies are being returned. And the situation in Ukraine with Russia is totally changing over there. The world is just a different place, and it's going to be chaotic for a while. So, as Mickey in the Middle, I have to tell you right now, I am a libertarian. I am freedom of speech. I am freedom of the press. I am freedom. Get the government out of my business as much as you can. I'm not against taxes, but I really want people to take care of my tax money when I send it to them and not waste billions upon billions and billions of dollars. Now, with that being said, Congress, the people that go to Congress, they're not budget people. They're not budget people. They don't care about the budget, right? They want to allocate money to go to people that they think are good causes and then siphon off a little bit of money to their folks and say that they're doing it for their states and stuff like that. I totally get it. Got to have roads, so they pay for roads. And then they go, hey, look here, I would like to pay for an opera house in my house or in my state. And then they go, hey, look here, we need to do a little bit with foreign aid. So they get USAID to do that. They have to have a military, so they fund that. And then they go, hey, look here, we have to have a social security network. We have to have a network that is socially responsible to hold up those that fall, a safety net, if you will. And I don't blame them. And I think that the people that have gone to Congress for a really, really long time have kind of lost sight of the reason why they go there. You can't go up to Congress and spend 30 years there and not be influenced by what's going on in Congress. And it's plain and simple that the people in Congress have lost their ability for oversight for what's going on in the budget. For goodness sakes, they're spending trillions upon trillions and trillions of dollars every single year. I think the last time that I looked at the budget, we were taking in about $5 trillion a year through different various forms, but we were spending $6 to $7 trillion a year on all of the stuff that they were spending money on. And they do what they call as a budget reconciliation every single year, where they just talk about the budget and they go, hey, we're going to take whatever we had last year and we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit more of that, but we're going to pad this, we're going to pad that. And the budget bills are not this big. They're thousands and thousands and thousands of pages big. And it's crazy. So that when Donald Trump goes in there and he goes, hey, look here, I'm going to start saving money, they're going to save money because we're going to talk about this in just a second. We're going to do our traditional Constitution of the United States, world population, and the world debt clock. We're going to do all that in just a second. But I wanted to get started off that. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit of good news. And then we're going to talk about a little bit of Donald Trump and what I think is going on here. So here we go. Let's do the Constitution of the United States of America. There it is. Constitution. I love the Constitution of the United States of America. And the world population is currently 8,206,000,000. How much are we in debt this week, Johnny? $36 trillion. I think this was 36.4. I think this was 36.46 last week. So we're only a couple of 100 billion more in debt. I wonder when that's going to start slowing down, but it should start slowing down. All right. And here we go. Here's why that's important. Donald Trump has been going through Washington and the feds with a blowtorch. It's been absolutely the craziest stuff that you have ever seen. It is mesmerizing to watch him work. So, but I got to tell everybody that everybody needs to lower the vitriol just a little bit. I got a text message. Hey, Susie. Hey, Logan. How you doing? Oh, Mark Calcaterra says Congress is only concerned about lining their pockets, in my opinion. I think everybody goes to Congress with a good intention, and then somewhere along the way they get sidelined. Now, a couple of people go bad up there. A couple of people are bad on the way up there, but they get sidelined, and then you're right. Then it's all for them, and they don't worry about it. They're like, "Hey, why are we here? Hey, I want to do I want to do my pet projects. I want to do my pet projects for my state." And then everybody doesn't want to get rid of their senator and congressman, but they want to get rid of everybody else's senators and congressmen. That's what makes it absolutely crazy. So you're right, Mark. Congress is only concerned about lining their own pockets. So hi, Susie. Hi, Mark. Hi, Logan. Hi, everybody else that's watching. So somebody sent me a very, very, very long message on one of my messenger services that basically said, I'm a Nazi. Straight to my face. Straight to my face. You're a Nazi. You support a Nazi. You voted for a Nazi. You did the Pete Hegseth thing. You did Tulsi Gabbard thing. You did the Elon Musk thing. You're to blame. Well, let me tell you something right now. The American people are to blame because every 4 years we have a vote. All of us get together. We've all bought into the system. 100% of us are bought into this system that every 4 years we're going to have an election for a president of the United States. Every 2 years, we're going to reelect the House of Representatives. And every 6 years, we're going to vote for senators. That's the way it is. 2 years for representatives, 4 years for the president, 6 years for the senators. And those people in Kentucky just voted in Mitch McConnell 2 years ago. So Mitch McConnell still got 4 years to go. Kentucky, that is on you. And that is horrible. California, Nancy Pelosi is your fault. But I use Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi as the key thing that when you say that the system is broken, the people of the United States has broken the system. Here's the good news. The system's not broken. It's okay. All of you Republicans, you survived Joe Biden. All of you Democrats, you survived the first Trump term. All of you Republicans, you survived Obama. All of you Democrats, you survived George Bush. When you hear something on the news, it's not going to affect you very much. The way that it works in the United States of America is because we are all on the same team. The way that I keep saying, Mickey in the middle says that I'm a middle American. If I do not pay attention to the 20 of the people on the right, the 20% of the people that are on the left, and I concern myself with the 60% of the people that are in the middle, that we all want the same thing. We all want to be able to have good jobs, good neighborhoods, a safe environment for our kids. We all want to be able to have the government be efficient and spend our money wisely. We all want the same thing. We want to be able to go to Little League or ballet and play a musical instrument and worry about cars and worry about our neighborhoods. That's what we want. We're all in agreement about that. What the left and the right have done in this country is they've divided us on a couple of issues, and the couple of issues in the last couple of years have only been two things: gender and abortion. That's what they divide us with. You're either on the left or the right of that, and nothing else matters. But this time it did matter. So they elected Trump. And Trump got in, and now everybody's mad at Trump for doing what the Trumpian things that he said he was going to do. Now, here's the thing. We're not used to seeing this. This is brutal for some people. We got to understand that we have to have sympathy for the people that this appears to be brutal. When they say, hey, look here, we're going to take all the probationary people in the federal government and we're going to fire them, that is a lot of people that are going to be affected by this. We're talking tens of thousands of people just got thrown out of their jobs that they thought were secure a month ago. That's what they thought. They thought, hey, look here, man, I got a nice federal job. I'm going to be good. And then all of a sudden the letters go out and it says, hey, look here, we're going to be cutting back the government. You have an opportunity to take a buyout of 8 months of pay and benefits. And you got until next Friday to decide whether you're going to be taking the federal buyout of 8 months pay and services. And then we're going to be doing cutbacks. That's what the letter said. And then when that time got up, they were like, hey, everybody that's on probation that we don't need a reason to fire, they're going to be gone. We're going to be doing a review on everybody else and they're going to be out of here too. But that's what happened. But it's still brutal. It's like going in and just chopping people off at the knees and the legs. And it's a brutal process. And we have to appreciate the fact that it's brutal. And every time that we put something online, that those are real lives being affected by this. And somebody said that I don't have any compassion. I have lots of compassion. I've been fired before. I've been let go. I thought I was going to get fired from the Air Force about halfway through. I thought I was done. I thought I was going to be on the street. My wife didn't have a job. My wife was going to school. My wife had to quit school. I thought I was going to be out of the military. I know what the feeling is to be absolutely dismissed and thrown away like garbage. It doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make it better. I'm not going to make any excuses for Donald Trump and the way that he's been doing things or the thing that Doge has been finding. I'm not going to make any excuses from them because it is fucking brutal. Pardon my language. It is freaking brutal. And if you don't appreciate the fact that it's brutal and that they are just slashing and burning and chopping folks off at the knees, then you're not being compassionate either. We have to care about the people that are in the middle. We got 60% of the people in the middle that we have to be concerned about. The person that sent me, you are a Hitler because you voted for Trump, did not know that I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for RFK. Mine was a protest vote. I really liked what RFK said about vaccines, or not about vaccines, about the environment, about the way he was going to change government, about the way he was going to be scientific, about the way that he was going to do a lot of different things in the government. Mine was a protest vote. But I can appreciate what Donald Trump is doing at the same time by saying, hey, look here, I'm going to use everything at my disposal to change the way that the federal government operates. I'm going to bring in heavy hitters, and those heavy hitters are going to go in with an agenda, and they're going to execute the agenda that I want them to do. Execute the agenda that I want them to execute. And here's what the thing is. If you're going to become a new administration in the United States of America, you got to be able to do that. And that's what he's doing. And the fact that he's doing it and the fact that he's going in agency by agency, what I cannot rely on is that Elon Musk going in, are they doing enough to properly evaluate what they're doing to the systems that we're doing? How are they making these decisions? I know it's not my job, right? I'm here in Arkansas. I'm minding my own business. I know that it's not my job to understand and to second guess Elon Musk, right? But I do have to question what type of expertise do they have in the fields that they are going in to evaluate so that they can make the best decisions on what to cut and what is proper and what is right. Do they have the expertise in that? Because here's the thing is, they probably don't. They probably set up an algorithm with parameters and they were going, hey, if it's inside of these parameters, there you go. These people that they are using are taking coding to an entirely new level. These people are so smart when it comes to computers that it's absolutely mind-boggling what they can do with a computer in 10 minutes. They're taking AI and they're leveraging that to write reams and reams and reams of computer code that fits each one of these processes because they know all about the back doors of computers and how to get computers to give you the information that you need. But the question is, I don't know much about farming. So if I go to a farm and somebody tells me to do budget cuts, I can only do budget stuffs on the things that I know because I don't know what a suckling pig needs. I don't know what chickens need. And if I cut out feed because I don't understand what feed is, how am I supposed to feed my chickens tomorrow because some pencil pusher came in and said, hey, look here, I don't understand what feed is. Doesn't sound like we need it, so I'm going to cut that. That's where the concern is. And it's brutal when you think about the way that they are operating so quickly, but I don't know if they can operate anything other than quickly. Because here's what the deal is. There's 60 lawsuits against Donald Trump right now that are saying that he doesn't have the authority to fire people, and we're going to get that in just a second. He doesn't have the authority to fire people. He doesn't have he doesn't have the ability to change what Congress has allocated in the budget. And he's not. Here's what the thing is. And I had to, I've been trying to explain this to people. The way that the government works, and this is of utmost importance. The way that the government works is Congress, which is in Article 1 of our handy dandy Constitution of the United States of America, right? Congress is in number 1. They are the legislature. They make the laws and they make the budget. So they spend the money, right? So budget and laws is in Congress. Article 2. Article 1, that's Congress. Article 2, stand by. Article 2, President of the United States. The President of the United States executes the budget and enforces the laws. This is of critical importance because how the president executes the budget and enforces the law is up to the President of the United States. So Congress can make all the laws and they can pass all the budget, but it's up to the President of the United States to spend that money and to enforce the laws. That's why we have the Treasury that's executed by the President of the United States and the Department of Justice that executes and follows the law and enforces the law. When there is a dispute among those two, guess who they go to? Well, guess what? That's Article 3. Oh, Article 3. Where's Article 3? That's your judicial branch. Article 2. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. 1. Article 3. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as Congress may from time to time change. 1, legislative, 2, presidential, 3, judicial branch. Here's why that's important. Because the president's doing something, Congress doesn't work, and they got to go to the courts. If the president does something, or the Congress does something that the president like, he's got to go to court. That's why it's all going to court. Everybody's panicking like the Constitution of the United States is under crisis, and it's not, because this is the way the system works. Congress makes a law, Congress makes the laws and passes a budget. The President of the United States executes a budget and enforces the law. We're not under a constitutional crisis, folks. We're not. But like I said earlier, the effects on the American people are slow over time. Your gas prices are going to go up. Your economy is going to get worse. It's going to get better. Gas prices are going to go down. And the economy is not all about energy. I'm telling you right now, it's not all about energy. It's about manufacturing. It's about manufacturing, about services. Is what kind of economy are we in? What kind of protections do we have for our people? What kind of like right now we're in a service economy. We're going into an IT economy. What kind of money do we have? What's going on in the rest of the world? All of that is involved in the economy. So don't let Trump tell you that he's going to lower the price of gas. It's going to take a year. Hi, Don Ledger. How you doing? Hey, Carolyn. How you doing? Glad to see you. All right. And then Don Ledger said, I thought that was the people that did not return to the office for work. So there's three categories of people, right? Everybody who's invited to quit. Everybody everybody who said, "Hey, look here, you have an opportunity." All federal employees, all of the people. I got notes from all over the place, like, "Hey, my friends just got invited to quit work and have an 8-month severance." I've heard it across the board. I've heard it in Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, up in the northeast quarter. So that's the first thing. And what about the proposed cuts to the VA? Mark, I don't know about any proposed cuts to the VA, but I will look it up and we'll talk about it next week. So here's let me see this. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I lied to you. I lied to you. It's 40. There are 40 lawsuits filed nationwide, some sound, others untenable, seeking to block this junking of American government. By sorting it out will take time, while Trump argues in the court that he is unitary executive with extraordinary powers to ignore acts of Congress and trash the Constitution by executive fiat. This was written by The Hill. Can you believe that? Who's going to stop Trump and Musk? Well, probably nobody except the court system. And then he said it was this shock and awe, invading sensitive Treasury payments, USAID. Here's the deal: is USAID. Let me talk about USAID real quick. Let me talk about USAID. USA was doing the work of the United States of America all over the world. The problem is that when Congress doesn't look at something, they become a self-licking ice cream cone. The CIA is the exact same way. When John Brennan, who's an avowed communist, is in the CIA and he goes after Trump, and all of the people that work for him are in the CIA and they think they know better, I don't understand why that rogue organization is not shut down in its tracks right now. We need an international agency like the FBI. That's the CIA's job. Well, between the CIA and USAID, they had gone rogue and didn't even answer to Congress, so that when they went in and they testified against Congress, they would go, "Oh, well, that's an active investigation. We can't tell you about that." Well, what about these people? Well, that's an ongoing personnel matter. We're not going to discuss that. What about the people that you fired? Well, we can't discuss them because they don't work here anymore. When you go in and you stonewall Congress and oversight is not working at the congressional level, that means that every one of those agencies need to be shut down by the president of the United States. If you can't answer to Congress, the president needs to shut you down. They didn't answer to Congress. The president is shutting them down. And they're also looking at all their money because Congress is not doing proper oversight. And here's what the deal is. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. That is my money that they're spending. I spend a lot of money in taxes and I'm sending it to Washington, and those guys are abusing my money. If they're not willing to fess up where all that money goes, every single dime of that money goes, then those organizations need to be shut down. Trump firing people. Nobody likes to be fired, but here's what the deal is. I don't think they can stop them. I'm going to tell you a really quick story. This is crazy. All right. Here's the incredible story. We're going to start off with this. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this in the right order. Yeah, I got this in order. So let's do this. Thanks, Biden. This is the incredible story how Biden gave Trump the gifts of mass firing. See this guy right here? His name is Sean Spicer. Let's talk about it. And I read this article on Glenn Beck's website, but I want to tell you about it. This is awesome. This is beyond awesome. I'm going to take you back in history to 2021 when Joe Biden got in the Oval Office. What Joe Biden did is he went into all Donald Trump's executive orders because he hated Donald Trump so much that he eliminated all of Donald Trump's executive orders. He got rid of pipelines, he got rid of drilling, he got rid of all of the economic sanctions, he got rid of, and then he just got rid of everything. And then he started going through the agencies and he started firing all of the people in the agencies, all the people on the commissions, all of the people that have been appointed across the country that have been appointed by Trump in the last 4 years. He went through them like a buzzsaw. A year later, almost a year later, in September, prior to November, when all of the appointments were going to run out, he ran in and he fired Sean Spencer and Russ Vought. Vought. Normally, everybody that works for the president and was given one of these jobs, given an appointment, got assigned to a commission or whatever. Normally, when the next president comes in, you go, well, we totally understand. We got a new president coming in, so we're just going to leave quietly. But what Spicer, and Vought did is they were like, hey, how about if we say that we don't want to go just to be a pain in the ass for the Biden administration? What if we sue them for wrongful termination and say that they can't? And they went, well, we're going to lose that because it's the president of the United States. But they knew something. They didn't know how. They didn't know why. I don't know why they had the instinct to not quit quietly. And why when the president of the United States said, you got to go, they went, wait a minute, I'm not leaving that soon. So they sued the Biden administration for wrongful termination. And what happened was when they got to the court went, you're damn right the president of the United States can fire you because you're in the executive branch and the president has the execution according to the Constitution that they have the right to assign all these people to their jobs. So Spicer and Vaught were working, and a guy named General H.R. McMaster's, who was a general in the United States Army, they all got fired. They went to court. The court went, you have no standing. The president of the United States can fire anybody that he wants to fire because he's the boss of the executive branch. Then it went to the next level of court, and they said the same thing. They said, you can fire him, you can fire him, you can fire. President can fire anybody they want to. Guess what happened? Spicer, right? Spicer, Vaught, McMaster, everybody that was in on the lawsuit, they were like, we got you. The president of the United States can fire whoever they want to, according to the court system. They didn't know that 4 years later how much that was going to get paid off, because Spicer, unbeknownst, and this is the rest of the story, was actually the press secretary of President Donald Trump for the first part of his term. And now he goes and advises him. He goes, hey, Mr. President, did you know that you can fire anybody you want to? And Joe Biden set the precedent because Joe Biden fired us. We said we're not going to go. And then the court system sided with us. So now you have precedents that you can fire anybody that you want to, and the court's got to go along with it. Drop it. This is one of the things that I love about doing this show is there's so many things that I research and I find out and I'm like, holy smokes, I didn't know that the court decided that. I didn't know that this is the way that the government works. This is what I'm talking about the Constitution of the United States of America and why it's so important to me. It's only 8 pages long when it's written out? The Constitution of the United States is not very long, but it's very, very specific. The president has control of the entire executive branch. Congress writes the laws. They pass the budget. The president spends the money and he enforces the laws. What a great system we have. So, all right. And because I don't want to end on a negative note, listen, I'm Mickey in the middle. We're all in this together. Just go and hug. If you're a Republican or you're on the right-hand side, just go hug. Get permission first. Don't touch anybody inappropriately. But Go and hug somebody that's having a hard time with this, or at least try to make friends, and at least tell them that you understand that it's difficult when somebody comes in and they start swinging an axe and they start knocking stuff down. It seems like the forest is getting all cut down. That energy has been released, and that the situation in Ukraine seems like it crazy, and all of the firings and all the stuff that's going on. That's a lot for people to take. So have some sympathy for them. But let's end on some good news. This right here is Mackenzie Scott. Everybody say hi, Mackenzie. In the last 3 years, she's given away $19 billion. Now, I was just going through the Yahoo News when I saw this, so I had no idea who she was. But she used to be married to a guy named Jeff Bezos. He founded Amazon. She divorced him, or he divorced her, and she ended up with billions and billions and billions of dollars. Here's what the thing is. She's given away $19 billion, and they did a 3-year study on it, and it found out that the charitable organizations that she has been giving to is transformational to them. Most people, the average, in the article it said, the average gift from a large donor is $125,000, and she was giving away chunks of money between $1 million and $5 million and higher to some organizations, and has been transforming for those organizations. For those of you who do not know, 19 billion is 1,000 millions times 10 times 19. That's a lot of zeros. All I'm just saying, the fact that Mackenzie Scott, I wanted to give her a shout out, because if you find yourself in money and you have the ability to go do something like this and be kind to somebody, go out there and be kind to somebody. And if somebody calls you a racist, or somebody calls you a Nazi, or somebody calls it, you're not. So don't let them bother you, right? If you are gay or trans or bi and somebody insults you, they don't know you. It doesn't matter. So listen, you know you be you. Be confident in who you are. Love yourself enough to not let other people bother you. Nobody's in danger here. The government's not coming after anybody. Nobody is doing anything extra. I went to Walmart. I went to Walmart in the last few days. I went to go eat some pizza earlier today in the snow and the ice of Arkansas. I went to the post office. We drove around. I didn't see anybody punching anybody. I didn't see anybody tearing up red hats. I didn't see. Everybody's cool out here. We're all on the same side. We're all in the middle. We're all trying to just get along. I promise you, everybody, everything's going to be okay. We just got to be patient. We just got to love one another. So with that being said, this has been Miggy in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans, where all Middle Americans are welcome. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you showing up. Remember, Wednesdays in the middle of the week, 9 p.m. Central, right here where I am. God bless. Have a great night. You guys